Others who can travel go there in person to be present at the place and at the time when the story of courage and character, which is Gallipoli, began. It's a journey I've wanted to make all of my life, and I'm very honoured and very grateful that I will be in Gallipoli for this Anzac Day. I will be there as Prime Minister representing the nation, but I will also be there as a grateful citizen, a citizen grateful for all of the things that have been achieved by the men and women who fought for this country across the ages. We go to Gallipoli as Australians to see and to understand, but mostly we go to bear witness now that the original Anzacs are all gone. So it is with this place that we stand in today, the Australian War Memorial. This building was meant to honour one conflict, the war to end all wars. But by the time it was finished, we were enmeshed in another great war, and yet more followed across the decades, including this very day, the fighting in Afghanistan. But the First World War is the heart of this memorial, and because all of the Anzacs are now gone, it is a story that needs to be told with renewed clarity and conviction. Much has been contributed to the upgrading and expansion of this building over the past 2 decades, investments that do credit to all those who were involved in making them. But one great task remains, the refurbishment of the First World War galleries, which have changed little over many years. So I'm very proud today to be able to announce that the government will provide $27 million to ensure this project will be undertaken and completed in time for the centenary of Anzac. These galleries themselves are a rich part of our tradition of memory, especially the dioramas we've just been looking at, which so vividly and so faithfully capture the horror the Anzacs faced. So this will be a sensitive refurbishment, preserving all that is best loved of these galleries while bringing to bear the latest insights of museum design and multimedia technology. And it will allow more of the memorial's very extensive collection to actually be on display. So you will be able to see what now is unfortunately hidden because there simply isn't the space or technology to display it. We want to present these stories and experiences of our involvement in the First World War to a modern audience, and particularly to the tens of thousands of school children who visit this place. At the inauguration of this memorial on Anzac Day 1929, the Governor-General, Lord Stonehaven, said that no building can ever hold the same place in the hearts of Australians as the War Memorial will hold, even though Canberra is enriched and will be enriched with many noble and beautiful buildings. 8 decades have passed and places like the National Library and the new Parliament House have been built, but Lord Stonehaven's assessment surely remains correct. If we ever needed to explain or understand our nation and its character in a single place, this is it. This is the place. No Australian needs to be told to respect it, Australians just do. And so we will ensure, as the centenary of Anzac approaches, that the building is given the care and resourcing it needs to repay that respect. In the same way, we will deliver a program of commemoration that gives all Australians the opportunity to commemorate the centenary of Anzac in the most appropriate way possible. The work of the Centenary Advisory Board, led by Angus Houston and building on the work of the Hawke-Fraser Commission, is moving swiftly ahead. I will be making further announcements in the coming weeks about the government's support for the Centenary program. But the work of commemoration begins here in this very sacred place today.